Even if it did, it would be a beautiful gulp. I'm just going to take some deep breaths. I love that building's peeking up behind there. What incense did you bring today?
These are meditation ones.
Beautiful.
I thought it'd be good for the conversation we're gonna have, whatever that conversation ends up being.
Me being like, oh, I'm gonna light this, and then turn.
You know, I didn't start like coughing for real till this year.
Are you serious? You just didn't grow up in a coffee drinking family, or?
Oh no, my family loves coffee. Black asses. But
I've been given coffee since I can walk.
Yeah,
so.
like my grandma, she always had like a cup of black coffee. My mom loved her coffee. And like I would taste it and stuff like growing up. Like I would take sips of it here and there, but like I would never like really go looking for coffee. I was always surrounded by people who loved it, but for me, I think it was like an acquired taste.
Heard.
And then I also I was like, this is just another thing to be addicted to. Like,
you're not wrong. You're really not wrong. I think they've taken, and I was just talking about that the other day, but the sacredness of life and like mass production of it, us being like, we gotta consume. No, this is sacred.
Yeah.
Coffee is sacred.
Oh my God.
Plant medicine is sacred.
So literally right before I started working at that coffee shop that I no longer work at, I remember posting a reel and being like, barista era. And then like I went and edited the post like a month later, and I was like, it really was an era. Like,
for real. We all have. I went back to a barista era actually last year.
How's that?
It gave me a lot of clarity on how I wanted to move forward. I felt like I had to go back into something that
barista, and we'll do that too.
Especially for a corporate chain. So I worked for, I've done barista for small town coffee shops, for corporate chain, and there's an entirely different vibe when it comes to the two. And obviously there's an in between, maybe like mom and pop chains or stuff like that. But yeah, I do want to initiate this process by introducing our guest for today. And although this is a live episode, if you're tuning in right now, we are actually here in the downtown St. Louis area, sitting in front of the arch for Abracadabra Podcast, 3rd episode, with our guest, Giselle.
Hello.
So excited today. This is our first time in this format, so it is a live format outside in public. It's very different than anything we've ever done before, and I'm so grateful that Giselle was willing to do this with me today, because a lot has happened since we've gotten together last time, not just in passing by, but
we've never really spent time alone together.
This is our first time hanging out one-on-one, and also an opportunity for Giselle to share about what it is that they embody, what they do, their journey and experience. And that's something to where I wanted to honor what Abracadabra has been founded on. You were talking about, and I'll leave that for in the episode, the 3 pillars, but really there's 3 pillars to Abracadabra Podcast, and that's survivorship, sacred storytelling, and spirituality. Because as much as many may believe, I think that all religions are ultimately connected. That's why I am a spiritual person, not a religious person.
Omnism?
I believe so. Where everything is all connected by one.
Yeah. I resonate with that.
Yeah. I would love for you to introduce yourself if you feel called.
I am Giselle. A lot of people call me Zelly. Not too many people call me Giselle anymore in this era of my life, honestly.
Correct me.
I don't mind.
No,
I love all
love
of my names. I love all of the different versions of me that people see me in. I didn't mean to get so deep right off the bat, but like might as well. But yeah, a lot of people know me as a tarot reader, people in my community, and I love divining, and that's been such a big part of what I've put forth towards people, is kind of looking for answers and seeking enlightenment, helping to channel the messages, to help people to realign. I always like to introduce myself as a student. I also feel like, because one, like I literally am a student. I am a college student, but also like just a student of life, a student of my practice. And I think that while I love teaching people things, and while I love guiding people and being a guide, that's just the way that I like to put my foot forward.
Can I ask, when did you discover, so you said that you are a tarot reader, but I know that you do more than, you do oracle and tarot, right? Or do you specialize only in tarot?
I do oracle and tarot, and I definitely, I would say that it's more of one of the conductors in my practice, but I value it so much.
When you say conductor, can you give a little bit of insight as to what you mean by that?
For me, it's like, I don't want to put that. Like, my practice, there's so many levels to it.
Absolutely.
And there's so many things that are important to me in it, and things that I think are really valuable in what makes my practice my practice. I see it as one of the tools that I just resonate with the most, because I think the connection with spirit is the most important thing to me in my practice. Sometimes I love the magic. I love the being creative and doing things like that. But for me, it's the connection. Also, like, I was thinking about this yesterday, because I was literally putting like a little something together, and I was doing research on one of the properties of Earth, and I was like, I don't like the information I'm getting from this. Like, I want to know how the gods used it.
Ooh,
like,
I love that.
I want to know how spirit used it.
Like, there's a deeper, this is like a surface level understanding. I need What'd you dig up and find?
It was, I'm still researching on that, I'll be honest. But I found that its main association was with the sun god Apollo.
Interesting.
And it made a lot of sense for like what that herb was. It was, and like, it's a herb that like I've kind of played around with for a while, but I had realized yesterday when I was picking it up, I'm like, I don't really know your lore.
I love that. But like holding it over and being like, you originate from somewhere. I gotta know where you come from.
But it's like, and that it's so important in your practice to know the backstory behind things. It's not everything, but
I think it helps honor. Like,
it helps honor, and it helps you to understand how to connect to the power of it. It helps to shape your reality around the concept of that thing, and it helps you to flow with it better.
Absolutely. So you're not just invested in tarot. It sounds like you're deeply invested in herbalism, due to maybe where you're, like, are you currently out on your journey? Like, are you able to do that type of stuff in your workspace?
So I feel like I don't even say entirely that I'm going down that path fully just yet with herbalism itself as using it medicinally. I am.
Yeah.
But it's there's so many levels to how my learning is unfolding in my life right now. And it's so I will put certain things on the back burner to spend time focusing on one thing, and then when I feel ready, like, I'll take that skill set, I'll move on to the next thing, I'll integrate accordingly.
You sound very organized in your own healing. Context for anyone joining us right now or tuning in the future. Zelly and I are both Virgo rising, so that's another reason that I wanted us to get together. Is for me, risings in astrology isn't just how you come off when we first met each other. It wasn't like, oh, we're alike, we're similar. No, that's not the energy of a rising. It's like, oh, shit, this is mission work.
That was the first thing you said to me when we met. You were like, you got close to me, and I think you were like holding my hand. You were like, this is our mission. And I was like, this bitch is crazy, but
I'm trying to think back. When did we first meet? Because
it was at Sophie's full moon.
So we've known each other now for a year already.
Yes.
That is so beautiful. A year and a month, I think.
A year and a month. Because we were supposed to do this last month.
That's context.
We needed that.
A month ago, I told you before we hopped on here, and if Miss Leola joins into this episode, so grateful. Absolutely. Okay. So grateful for her rescheduling with me, but I told Zelly I'm sitting back this episode to offer her this platform to share their story and also be embodied in their healing adventure. It's not just a path and process that we integrate and complete. It's a lifelong journey, and so that's really where I'm wanting to pay respect to and obviously honor your own personal boundaries, because there are some things that I personally am not comfortable with talking about, which is why I had to sit back and be like, I'm not ready to do this episode, with this guest, and honor the fact that we had wanted to do this over a month ago, and here we are today. So time has just kind of been like, and since eclipse season has started, I've really had to take everything that I felt like I was holding since I've gotten into entrepreneurship again and literally lay it down and back up. It's funny that you had used that zoom out, because I've had to zoom out and be like, I didn't realize I was holding this much. Genuinely. I did not realize I was holding this much. So I can't continue to. Erica Badu's lady has been up. As you can see, I put 5 bags in one. So I'm like, okay, I can't be caught with carrying a lot if I put everything into one bag.
My boss at my part-time job was just telling me, she was like, I put your bag in the chair because when you hang it, it falls over. Your bag is fucking heavy. And I was like, I'm so sorry. My brother picked up my school bag one time because he was like, you being a little bitch, you can't carry it. And I was like,
go ahead then.
I said, I gave it to him. He was like, I ain't even gonna lie, you a G-dog.
I got lots of things I want to learn, lots of things I am trying to also be like, okay, I don't have to hold on to this anymore. I didn't even realize I was holding on to it. Not to repeat myself, but there are things in which I've had to, in the last 2 to 3 weeks, even the pre-shadow eclipse period, I was like, okay, I realize this is coming. Last year, around this time, was very interesting for me because I went into a full-time role and genuinely made a sacrifice for myself. And I'm trying to not feel as if where I was, say, from January to September of last year, that's not been this entrepreneurship now. I am so much more educated. I know that I will be a student and a teacher for the rest of my life. So
this really does feel like a full circle moment for us, because I feel like some really big things had started for around that time last year.
This is a launch pad. We are literally, that's why I chose this location. I wanted to feel, can I share that?
Oh, this is so embarrassing, but yeah.
It's not embarrassing. It's us being raw and real with each other.
So, I grew up in St. Louis. I was born and raised here. I've lived here all my life. I've traveled around the area a little bit. I'm not exaggerating when I say the area, but I've been around the arch, but I've never been this close to the arch. I just touched the fucking arch for the first time.
Which is such an experience because, like I said, this is a new format for us, and this is a form of us doing what I like to call grid work or energetics. We are literally all locked in on an energetic grid, and it was either here or Cahokia Mounds, is what I told Zelly. I felt called to either come to this portal, which is one of the tallest, largest portals in the world. 630 feet of steel. I know so much about the arch, it's kind of creepy. The mounds, not just the arch in itself. I wanted to understand, and for y'all to understand, that the arch is not the origin of St. Louis and its history and its reverence. Before there was a steel arch behind us, there was a affluent affluent, I'm saying that into the microphone,
Yes.
black city called Mound City. And it sat on the Mississippi River for decades. And it was predominantly African Americans, and they were very, very prosperous, not only in their own businesses, they were tradesmen, tradeswomen, they worked hand in hand with the indigenous tribes that were here before them. So it's just not even the fact that we pay homage to who is here before us in an ancestral way. I want people to understand that St. Louis is such a beautiful city. It has such beautiful history, and like we are coming to in real time in 2025, understanding that if we do not learn from history, we are genuinely bound to repeat it. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to give too much of detail. We're not here to talk about specifics that I just brought up, but I do want to honor the fact that Zelly has such magnetic, potent gifts. Multidimensionality is a focal point for a lot of people in our community, to where we know that we don't just want to do one thing in life. Mm-hmm. And it's been hard to like navigate society when society is like, you need to do one thing, you need to be one thing, study this one thing and master it. And like, that's never really how my brain has worked. I've, wanted to learn 10 different things at once, which is why I'm like, oh, I didn't realize I was holding on to this much. So there are a couple of things I would like you to maybe introduce to the collective in a way that allows them to like begin to understand. So one of the things that Zelly and I really love to do is work with archetypes, gods, goddesses, deities, archangels, spiritual beings. There was one that visited me last night that I knew, I could feel within my own being that I knew Zelly worked with. I've literally tiptoed around because I'm like,
really?
Yes. Like I know that I have worked with their energy, but I've been like, literally dodging and weaving, but it's been.
You're calling me out on like other deities, because like,
see, okay, so we're deeper context is we're sitting behind, or yes, we're sitting in front of, the camera is in front of a tree that has a triple trunk, which I brought up to Zelly. I was like, I didn't know that Hekate is the goddess I'm referring to, was referred to, not actuality, but referred to as a triple goddess, or associated with triple goddess energy.
Yeah, so she's seen as a 3-pillar goddess, and throughout history, typically whenever we see goddesses depicted with 3 pillars, it's a sign that they are a mother goddess. And so some people kind of form this into like this maiden mother crone archetype of her, and some people resonate with that, some people don't. When I first started working with her and I asked her, I was like, are you a triple moon goddess? And she was like, what?
They say what they want to say, but that ain't me. I'm gonna be honest, had found that last night and I was like, oh, I didn't know this, so I tried to maybe merge the energies together. That showed me that there was a drop off. Energies have tried to maybe tie Hekate into that.
Yes.
But there literally is not.
She'll let you know.
And I was like, okay,
she'll let
now
you
I need
know.
to go to bed because shut your damn eyes. You already know who I am. We've been working together for a while, and that's where I was really kind of like, whoa.
She's not for the weak.
For those that don't know, I would love Zelly to give a little bit of backstory about Hekate, if you feel.
Yes, of course.
Or even in your upward, I can back
so,
it up, but I want you to understand.
I can like just start with like a little bit of vomit about like who she is, but Hekate, she's a titan. She is not a god or a goddess. She is related to the god's parents directly.
Daughter of Perseus and Hysteria.
Yes. Is a deeply powerful and mysterious being. She has such an intense and beautiful and complex energy that is so worthy of being explored by people who are worthy of her energy. And
Ain't no reason the sun's shining on you. I'm so serious. I'm fascinated by you because of your calling to those types of things.
Thank you. I'm actually really grateful to hear that, because I always feel like I'm like, I don't know what to make of my adoration towards these things, other than that I feel deeply connected with them.
Like you're trying to make logical sense of it. Like,
yeah, like it's logic.
I need to know why.
I need.
But why?
But why? I've kind of just been like, because I have no ancestral connections, because Hekate, people associate, like, Greece adopted her. She is an ancient Anatolian goddess. She is a Middle Eastern goddess.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. She said that Hekate is a Middle Eastern. I'm gonna sip my coffee at that one. A moment of silence, please.
Middle Eastern. Okay. Yes. She is respected by so many of the gods. Zeus himself fears her and respects her. Like, she has dominion over all three realms: the sky, the earth, and the underworld. And she has, I guess you could say, kingdoms and ability to flow through all of these different realms. She has so much spread out power. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that thanks to, so in terms of reading up on it last night, is that thanks to Persephone that she has dominion over the underworld, or Hekate already associated?
Hekate is older than all of them. She is a very understanding being. She's known as somebody who sees every illegal activity or unjust act, because she sees the unseen. She sees what goes unknown. She sees deep into your soul with love. But she will tap that. She is such a protective goddess. She is a hearth goddess in some ways. Like, to her devotees, she brings them power, transformation, protection, most of all.
Can I ask, when did you discover and or feel called to work with her energy?
So, I love it.
You know,
I'm glad you asked.
Take it back to the beginning.
Okay. Where did you come from? Hello. Look at that.
Middle finger. Oh man.
I felt called to work with her around, like, okay, so I remember when I first started my practice, it was a very ancestral based practice. I consider myself to be a voodoo practitioner. That's not necessarily a religion. Like, there's so many gods that are worshipped under that, or spirits and energies. And I'm also mixed like a mutt. So I have like a lot of different influences and everything that makes me me.
I'm so glad that you brought that up. Because
Yeah.
I have said that exact terminology, that exact phrasing, and it has kept people, like, it has either kept people from my life or like literally made people exit. I'm not afraid to say that I'm a mutt, in a sense that I know that I'm blending pot, so many different ethnicities, and I'm a spiritual being having a human experience.
Yeah.
An earthly vessel.
Yes.
I'm way older than this.
I'm old.
Oh, you're an old soul. My God. Okay, that's your matrix terminology for it. However, I want to be honest and say I've never had like a past life regression or anything like that. It's the sense in knowing. It's the sense in discovery.
That's a lot of my practice, is mainly like knowings. And like, that's another thing that I could bring up about Hekate. Hekate is a being of She bears the torch. She's a guide herself. Yes. And I love that I turned completely to for this. I was like, she is a guide.
So, we walked in here.
Mm-hmm.
We brought up two things.
Yes.
Two people.
Mm-hmm.
Beings. One very specific. Canine. Who initiated you quite literally into the underworld to work with your living life.
Yeah.
Who's literally walked.
Yes. So, I've always grown up around dogs. Like, I had 2 dogs growing up when I was younger. And I had it like, I don't like saying that, like, I had like a rough childhood, but I'm getting to a point to where like I'm sharing my past with people and they're like, you're way too chill about that. That's uncomfortable. And
maybe it's because you processed. That's a way that you hold space. People being like, you're too chill about it. That's a reflection back to you of you know how powerful you are and you know how far you've grown in your own information.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think, I don't know what people make of whenever they meet me, get to know me, get to experience me. I'm very selective with the people that I keep around. And that's very necessary. And it's necessary for my growth and my protection. Because while she is also a protector, she would teach you how to protect yourself. And boundaries are a big part of that. And so I have to be around truly one-of-a-kind beings in my lifetime to be able to move freely in the way that I do. And yeah, that's how I feel about that. But
I love hearing you talk. So for people that are maybe unaware of what to begin, I love that you use the becoming, like your becoming, the becoming of society, of the collective, of the individual. It could be maybe synonymous with like an awakening. For me, I'm saying this for me, but I'm asking it also for you. Like, my becoming is an everyday practice. I want to do certain things every day, knowing that it is a becoming of a better person. I am literally, I've never been this dedicated to becoming the best version of myself, or a better version of myself. So when you brought up the idea of transformation, there's been a lot of moments recently where I've felt like, okay, well, if I don't have maybe the community support, I have to like go inward and so when you said that earlier, I was like, oh, okay, well, that might be something worth talking about, but in a sense of, do you have any golden nuggets to offer the collective in a way that, like, how would you begin your becoming on a daily basis if you feel this innate calling to spirit, to source, to a higher power that is of love?
I think that's such a loaded question, but it's such a necessary, it's a necessary question to answer along anybody's own path and journey is like, how do I do this? And of course that's gonna look so unique for everybody. But sometimes, like, of course we see like a collective umbrella over things and like things that intersect and where we're like, okay, I think we can all agree that like this is an issue right here, or this is something that could be worked on. I think I talk about integration a lot.
Yeah, you think? I was gonna say, do you have like when you began to integrate, or you were aware of your own integration, where would you say you began with that?
First of all, I think it started, let me start with this. I grew up like very creative, very intuitive, very just like tapped in. And it wasn't something that I was aware of growing up, but I think the curiosity that was bred in me through that allowed me to want to, that along with the hardships that I had endured kind of made me want to proceed all of that and to move forward. But I was like, but there's something here, and I have to take this with me because I have to show other people that this was there.
You feel like that's what
yeah.
you go with the peace. For real. It's like literally, I was thinking about it in a way of, yes, I was considering your elemental energy on the way here, but I was also like, you have given me so many.
That makes me happy.
I'm serious. And in the sense of like, as a healer, as a practitioner, as anybody who's holding sacred space for people right now, I think that a lot of people are in a space of like, well, what about me? Like, oh, I'm pouring. Is it going to be reciprocated? Is it going to come back? Because you deserve healing, you deserve support, you deserve reciprocity. And the energy that, like, well, what you put out, quite literally. And
yes.
if it's not, I'm not saying it's always going to be that way, but if you aren't receiving, which I've been talking
we can talk about that.
Which, yeah.
Because, like, I feel like, hello? Oh, shit.
Is that a hole? Is that on camera?
Is this on camera?
Can y'all see that army
Can
helicopter? Is the talk over there today? I'm thinking it's over at the old courthouse. Wait.
Oh,
no way
shit.
So they're dropping down.
No. Oops. Uh-oh. Lock us out. Don't do that. But I feel like we can really get into like the talk of survivorship with this, because I feel like we get to a point and down the line with our sense of survivorship, I feel like, where we feel like we've healed and we've done so much work and we've put in so much. And when I tell you I know this energy like the back of my hand, like I know this energy in and out because I was there and it was rough. It was so rough. It's lived once but multiple lifetimes. Yes. And I think that it's something that like I was really meant to master in this lifetime, and to learn that maintaining faith and maintaining connection to spirit when going through a hard time is a rough thing. Because I know a lot of people, they have experience with maybe Christian gods, and that's a whole nother conversation. And where they feel like they've prayed and nobody's answered. And like, for me, I was like, well, when I embraced this path, like my gods answered. But they came and got their baby. I found home. But I feel like, but they were, it was like the harsh truth of it all. It was like that Queen of Swords energy of like, it's gonna be tough love for a minute, and you're gonna learn and you're gonna grow. And it, like, no, yeah. And yes. So it gets to a point to where you learn that the healing is whenever the things that are sent to break you, you know that you can move forward with them, and you know that they happen regardless, and that it's not personal. It's never personal. It is never, ever, 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 ever personal. But like, you have to hold a lot of accountability in that. It takes a lot of knowing yourself, being able to sit with the truth in your own time, and being humbly self-aware, and also but you need to have all of those qualities And you need to learn those skills when you choose to navigate these things, because you have to know it's not personal. You have to know that this is what existence is about, and it's gonna happen. And I'm not saying that there aren't things that you can do to counteract that or to kind of help to keep you sane. But when you're walking a path of healing, when you're walking a path of growth, if, especially in a time like this, if you think shit's gonna be easy, like, I'm so sorry, but that's so naive. It's naive, and it's okay to be naive.
There's a big difference for me. This comes from women who run to goals.
Mm-hmm.
Ignorance, not innocence. I will advocate for innocence any day of the week. I'm not going to advocate for ignorance.
Yeah.
And that goes for healing. That goes for what's going on in the world. That goes for what's going on within yourself. Because if we cannot realize that what is going on externally is a reflection of the internal environment that we are all connected to. Again, I'm not trying to convince anybody on what to believe, on how to feel, on what to do.
Yeah.
Literally, I've been sending Zelly a video last night where, you know, the Virgo energy of being so educated, so knowledgeable, like a fountain of knowledge. How I view Virgo energy. In a sense that if someone walks up and is like, you know what, I really want to learn about this, or I really want to do this. Virgo energy is like, I have info. You know, just like, let me do it. And that's when I really had to, like, the repetitive message of that was everyone is their own sovereign being, which we literally have our own lives that we're all living. And I'm not talking back up to a matrix of, like, Robbins or the whole lesson theory, but we are all walking each other home. So when you do find home and you realize that it's maybe outside of this matrix reality of what it means to be in a family or a traditional family, it hits different. It hits your soul. It's not just about, oh, I want to feel loved, I want someone to want me, or I want to feel wanted by my own kind. It's like, what even is your own kind when we are all one? Really, that's a huge disconnect right now. You can't get it wrong when you realize that everybody is all connected, but the systems that have been created are so grounded, rooted in separation and starvation of all kinds. And I don't just mean like physical starvation of food, I mean physical starvation of resources. Like, we would rather extract and enslave people for natural resources than honor and grow and cultivate. Like, cultivation, authentic cultivation, does not exist within our current framework, but I do think that's where we're going. I think that environmental protections, I think that... I keep saying that to people. Like, I don't know if people really think that it's going to get better or not. And, like, I don't want people to get scared of me jinxing this or anything, but I've spent a lot of time, like, reflecting on this, and I do see it getting better. Like, on a collective scale, I think that everything that's happening now is so essential to, like, peel back the layers and to get to the root of, because the past 5 years has been like a collective tower moment for everybody. That part. And everybody, it on a scale of down to like your personal self, but also like what we see happening outside of us. And it's all peeling back these layers and uncovering truth and embodying truth. And like, everyone feels so vulnerable and insecure during these times, I think. And like, everybody's trying to like really, but at the same time so authentic. And that's what's scary, and that's why it feels like nerve-wracking a little bit. And so like, I think that there's still definitely some tower moments unfolding on a collective scale and on personal scales for people. But I think we're gonna enter a really solid state of transformation moving forward. Yeah. I want to rock the world. Rock my world. The word apocalypse. That scary word. That you could go on any streaming platform, type into that word, and you would be shocked. Like that,
Right.
they're trying to, this is what we want you to understand as apocalypse. Oh, we're zombies, some kind of disease, like anything negative. The word apocalypse is the lifting of the veil. That is the definition of apocalypse. It does not mean, like, you could go into Webster's dictionary and it could be like a cataclysmic worldly event. Okay, apocalypse. No, sorry, I'm like, what's the word? Etymology. The origin of the word literally means the lifting of the veil. And so when I think about the word apocalypse, I think about eclipse season. I think about the fact that they
used to think it was like an apocalypse happening, like back in ancient times. They didn't know what the fuck was going on when that happened.
Lights go on, lights go off. Lights go on, lights go off.
Yeah.
And like people are appearing, disappearing, and it's a portal. Everything in life is a portal, but eclipse season in itself, I don't want to say it gives like black hole energy, but it absorbs people, and it absorbs people in a way that, like, if people are getting absorbed, it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice in itself, and I don't want to, again, make anybody feel some kind of way. I mean that in a sense of not people. It could be things. It could be experiences, jobs, relationships, friendships, the whole nine. That this point in time, this energy portal will absorb. And I don't want to be, again, like Honey and saying, we're in this Pisces Virgo axis eclipse. So this one coming up a week from today is solar in Virgo. Very, very interesting energy. New moon in Libra, which is like Libra Virgo energy. I know that you're right on that axis. It's also
I was born on a new moon in Libra, so like this is usually always a very significant time for me.
Yeah,
like,
my heart is pounding for you. I don't know if I feel that way, but I'm also like, when I just want to be honest in saying to you right now, I'm speaking very personally, but I felt so guilty for being like, why can't I hold up my end of the bargain and just making sure that this gets scheduled out, that we do this when we say we're going to do it? Why can't I show up for the people that I want to show up for? I was not showing up for myself. And the amount of times I've cried, meltdown, not just like crying tears of joy and tears of sadness, like full on sobbing, holding myself in a fetal position, not being able to catch my breath, having to literally tap on my body in certain areas so I can breathe and do breath work. It's just been very, like, before we pressed go for live, I was like, you realize we're a month out from your solar return. Like, when I talk about slingshot energy, that's also how I feel about eclipses. We laid some blankets down, but this is a launch pad. This is a launch pad for us to create together, to create for the quote-unquote future, which is all happening. Yeah. But, the things that we really want to do, they've already happened. Right. So we really have to walk to them. Which is why I wanted you to go walk and put your hands on something that will go up. People pay to go up, and this thing is an attraction. Like, oh, we're going to take a family picture from the arch. I did that 10 years ago at 15, but here I am now at 25, and there's nothing that's going to stop me from posting a space like this, like I say, like, we're in public, it's going to be very vulnerable. We got people walking around all over the place, and probably wondering, what are they doing?
Honestly forgot they were there.
But we are creating our own reality. Abracadabra is about creating as we speak, which is why we are so intentional about the words that we say. I'm not trying to wrap things up right now, but I do want to conclude this episode by you anchoring how individuals, once they find this episode, if they're tuning in right now, how they can further work with you and your gifts, where they can, if you feel comfortable in saying, like, where they can find you, what you're currently offering, feel comfortable offering.
Yes. So if you want to find me, my Instagram is @MarieZella. If you want to work with me, I right now am offering tarot readings and oracle readings, divining sessions in general for people. If you want to book, you can DM me personally. That will probably be the fastest way for you to get a hold to me, even though I am horrible at responding sometimes. I am so sorry. I'm a busy being. But it's also that way I can put in the work where it's necessary. But yeah, so I would say that that's like one of the quickest ways that you could find me. I am working on utilizing social media a lot more to connect with people right now during this time.
Do you offer in-person and virtual, or is it only in-person?
Usually I do in-person readings with people, but I am also not against sending readings to people. I have done that in the past. Yeah, because
travel to you if you do stuff like that.
Yeah, because when I first started doing readings, I was getting more so like online stuff. And then I was like, I want to experience my community, make connections. And I've been doing that. So I do a lot of in-person stuff. I still do like outreach though. I still do like,
a little bit of both.
A little bit of everything. I love how wild that was. I was just like, yes. But yeah, so you DM me and then we can talk details there. I used to like keep like a lot of stuff up about the services that I was offering, but I feel like it was, yeah, we talked about that, I think, actually. Like, it was a little bit of like, I feel like one, things need to change, and two, I'm in another period of integration right now, and I want to make sure that I'm sharing a fresh version of myself with people. That's really important to me.
You're doing it right now. I hope you know that. Like,
yes.
You said, I want to do this. You're doing it right now.
Yes, and thank you for holding the space for me to do that.
For showing up today. It's one thing to say you want to do something. It's another thing to show the F up. So I want to. I know we were like, this spot.
We were like, oh. She didn't want the bugs involved.
I did not want the bugs involved.
And that's valid. That's so valid.
So, we were on kind of an incline too. This feels literally like the perfect spot.
Yes.
So, quite literally kissed by the sun.
It's a very gentle kiss.
Not harsh, gentle. Like my crown is buzzing. Tune in for the future series,
yes.
But make sure to check out the full episode. This is going to be published on YouTube. I have 2 other episodes that you can check out as well with Sophia, our mutual friend, and then Miss Rachel, who has the Evolving podcast. So I'm so honored, Zelly. Thank you.
I'm honored. Of course.
How are you feeling from the beginning to now?
I feel great. I feel like I could do this 1,000 times again, over and over. I'm so happy to have shared space with you and with all of you.
You're like all of you that I can't see.
That I can't see. I don't know what's happening on this screen right now.
I see you.
Anyways, this is beautiful. This is a really significant period in my life right now on a personal level, but also on a scale of like how I show up for people and and I also mean that in the sense of what I show to people. I love that white butterfly just passed us. But it feels like very in alignment. And that's really important for me right now because I know one of the questions that you asked, like, in the list of questions was like, where are you in your healing journey? And I feel like I definitely am in an energy of becoming. And we've been talking about that a lot. But yeah, so this is...
How does it feel to reach? So when you're talking about integration, I want to reflect back to you. How does it feel to reach a level of integration where you're reflected back your own achievements? Whether you want to acknowledge them or not, you're literally sitting in a place to where I know you're like, you could take your I've never done this before and I'm gonna go, we're gonna do it together.
I feel it feels like justice.
I love that. I'm like over here like, she got the scales. She got to drop the mic on y'all, literally.
It does. It does, because it feels like it's not only justice for myself and where I'm at right now in my life, but it's kind of, it's It's collective justice too, of course. It's ancestral justice.
It could be collective too.
Ancestral justice is collective justice. These are our roots. These are our roots, baby. Like, and honestly, like, there are roots. You take care of your roots. You prosper collectively and branch out through taking care of your roots. And that's where my practice started. Like I said, my practice started ancestrally. I had to take care of my roots. I had to deal with the trauma in my home life before I was able to step through portals. Like, I had to deal with the challenges inside of my body as a home, as like my vessel. Like, on every scale that you can think of. Like, I've been navigating through all these different realms of where I need to find my truth. And how do I find my truth? I've been developing a skill set more than anything, I feel like, than I have been becoming anything. You know? It's been more so like, I've been...
Why can't you do both?
I feel like I'm getting there now. Like
you feel as if the development of skill set over here doesn't equate to your becoming yet?
It does, but
okay.
I feel like it's going to be more so focused on me just utilizing the skill set and really putting it all like forward and putting my best foot forward. And it's always my best foot forward, but like on a different level than before. And that's exciting. I'm excited for the people who get to be involved in it. Like,
the fact that you say you're excited about something you know you're calling in is the exact energy I want. Like, not just for myself, but for the people in my life.
Yeah.
Like, we could feel so fearful right now. We could feel the exact opposite of love right now. I would rather anchor the F in my own love and collective love than anything else, and be recognizing of like, okay, this is literally, when I say we're all reflections of one another, it's a reflection to sit in front of you and be like, even though I know we all come from different parts,
but we still mirror each other in so many different ways, and it's so beautiful how it can be so intricate, and it makes such a beautiful picture. And I'm so glad that people get to like witness it and experience it, because I love what we create whenever we're around each other. It's a beautiful energy, and I know that beautiful things can be birthed from that. And I want people to feel that on a collective level. Like, I feel like it's been really, like you said, like, it's been really important for the people around me to experience that and to feel that. I feel like it's been really important for me to like help my family to recognize that. And I feel like that's been something that I was focused on and indirectly focused on for like a hot minute. And still in some ways am, but I'm learning that a lot more happens through me just being and me allowing myself to move forward, and sometimes letting go of people's hands and being like, I'm going to be over here. You let me know when you're ready. Like,
Ashe, so motivate in it.
Ashe.
Whenever you want to know, I'm like, I can't agree enough to the fact that I was not about trying to talk about all of that shit. That everything that you were just saying, like, okay, when we say we want to anchor in or we want to ground in intention, we want to reiterate, we want people to know, we want people to feel, experience, body, to integrate, all of these things, they're all verbs. Like, but for real, it's about an action. It's one thing to know, it's another thing to do, and it's very uncomfortable sometimes to do.
Yeah.
To like finish a sentence on that part of anything. So I guess where I want to leave things today is by asking you, if you feel called or comfortable, to speak to your future self for the next time you talk to you. For the next time that you show up, not necessarily here in this setting, but in a setting where you know this is a catalyst, this is your first of infinite opportunities to share your voice, to speak your truth, to literally unravel your story, because I know
if we...
These are our voice notes
This
on
is-
blast, okay? For real. If y'all have seen Zelly and I's thread, Sophia and I, Zelly I's thread, it's wild. It's,
You'd be concerned.
yeah, it's chronic voice notes in the best way possible, but I do want to ask you that. Do you have anything you want to say out loud, or do you just want to reflect on that question? For you?
I think it's something that I definitely like. In some ways, like, I feel like I'm always going to be reflecting on that. I feel like I'm always in kind of communion with that higher version of myself, because I feel like, you know, I don't really want to disappoint her. She's not really the person to be disappointed, you know? And so I honestly, I spend a lot more time opening up to what it is that my future self has to say to me, based off of what I've said to my past self and the level of growth that I've seen being able to have. I feel I open up space for me to be seen by my future self, and that's so important, especially when healing has been such a significant theme in my life, because it's hard to open up space for yourself to be seen. I want to affirm now that, like, I open up space for myself to be seen, like, not only by my future self, but by everyone now, because that's what I've been trying, like, I've been wanting, let me not say trying, but, like, I've been wanting to step into that, and it's been something that I've held myself back in for so long.
You deserve to be seen. The sun
Yeah.
is literally shining on you in a way that I'm like, you can't not be seen right now. You're meant to be seen. You're meant to be heard. You're meant to be loved and valued for all of your gifts, for all that you offer, for all that you are.
I love you.
I love you so, so much.
Thank you for showing. Thank us for showing. Yeah.
Thank us. Yes.
Thank
You don't have to thank us, but we thank us.
We thank let me not say we thank us.
Thank you for making it so easy, because each time that I step into the holding space or talking with someone and doing this kind of thing where I know that we don't get the opportunity to go back and say, like, oh, this is not something I want included, or I want to edit this out. Like, that's not what this is. This is a pure channeling of us, and I'm really honored to put it together. Thank you. Megan. I love you.
I love you. Thank you, my love. Probably. Thank you. Bye bye.